President-elect Obama, welcome to the presidency. As you embark on a new personal venture, so the country teeters on fears and hopes, past regrets and future promises. Great presidents pledge to do great things. John F. Kennedy's pledge in 1961 to land a man on the moon by decade's end was and remains a great challenge to the best and brightest minds of the country, and his faith in them was proven right. President Roosevelt's "The Only Thing We Have to Fear" inaugural address in 1933 set the stage to bring America out of the Great Depression. So too President Johnson's call for the Great Society that ushered in the Civil Rights era, the fruits of which bear witness to your ready predicament today. But what great challenge do we have before us today? Is it global warming, the financial crisis, terrorism, nuclear proliferation, poverty, world hunger? Of course, all of these are as important as any other. But I submit none has the urgency, immediacy, the biggest global impact, the farthest reach, and perhaps the highest peak for man's endeavor as the C word. 1,500 people die every in the US every day. That's roughly a 9/11 attack every other day. 20,000 a day die worldwide. That's equivalent to the Civil War casualties every month. 7.6 million died worldwide in 2007, a population the size of Switzerland. By 2050, there will be 27 million new cases and 17.5 million deaths every year. That's on par with World War II casualty rates. That great monster, of course, is none other than cancer, with a capital C. I capitalize it because cancer is very personal to anyone who's been touched by it. That's practically every single one of us. Recently we heard on the news that death rates from cancer fell an average of 1.8% each year from 2002 to 2005. That news is of little comfort to the 500,000 Americans who lost their battle with cancer this year. Death rate statistics produced by the American Cancer Society show practically a flat line since 1930s. Since then we've split the atom, put man on the moon, landed rovers on Mars, discovered new species of life on Earth, mapped the human genome, built nano-machines, miniaturized electronics, fit 1 billion transistors on a chip that might be in your computer or cell phone, and much more. But not so with cancer. This is not to say progress has not been made, but progress has been slow. The cost to human life great, and the challenge enormous. This year's budget of the National Institute of Cancer is just under $5 billion. President Kennedy's challenge to the nation ultimately cost $135 billion, 26 times as much, to send 12 men to the moon. President Bush's war budget request for 2008 was $196 billion, nearly 40 times as much. And estimates on the cost of war reach upwards of $600 billion. $700 billion has been allocated for the financial crisis, and just one company, Citigroup, has received an infusion of $45 billion, 10 times the budget of NIC. To my knowledge, not one person has died of malignant Citigroupitis. I challenge you, Mr. President, to challenge a nation, as great presidents have done before, to put the best minds of our country on this dread disease. Declare a war on cancer. We need not incremental improvement, not baby steps in fighting this battle. We need a national awakening and a national resurgence. Let's aim to dramatically reduce cancer incident and death rates and ultimately find a cure. We have done great things, achieved great goals, met great challenges before. Challenge us, Mr. President, to achieve greatness again for the good of humankind. Bang Zoom, let's send cancer to the moon. Everyone has a story to tell. This video letter is part of my story, who I'm a half person today, having lost my better half to cancer. In her life cut short, in the precious few months that I became privileged to know and love her, Sarah was an uplifting and inspiring soul who fought her battle with the C word for 6 years. I met her only in the last 6 months of her life, before the torrent of statistics, probabilities, and survival rates rained down on us. 1.8% drop is not nearly enough. We can do better. I know we can. I learned long time ago, it's always going to be a fight. But I choose my fight. Sometimes it's worth to stand up, and sometimes I have to walk away. There's no wrong or right answer. It's just a different way each of us look at things. That, one of the many wise maxims she lived her short life by. This is one fight that's worth standing up to, and I hope you will stand with me. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us. Respectfully, Mo Maliki, Palo Alto, California.